Hi, I'm Steve, and welcome to my channel.
And I'm bringing the world to my living room.
If you're into experiencing life beyond the ordinary, celebrating diversity, and making every moment unforgettable, then continue watching for today's episode.
The 2025 C8 Corvette ZR1 is here, people. The time has finally come. After years of waiting, the ZR1 is here, and it is a beast of a car. I haven't seen the full clip yet, but there were spoilers on social media. Over 1,000 horsepower, no electric motors, all engine. Let's get right into it. So I got the video right here. It was actually the first video that popped up on my YouTube. You already know YouTube is like, you gotta come check out this video. That's how crazy this car is. So Corvette Insider, an overview of the ZR1 Chevrolet. Let's jump right into it.
The power is just unrelenting and almost indescribable.
So first off, that split rear window gives it major Huracan STO vibes, especially with the crazy wing on it. The yellow looks great. It makes it look exotic, which is pretty controversial for an American muscle car, but still looks good. I personally would go for a different color. So I'm curious to find out what that air panel through the front hood frunk actually is used for, because right now it looks like it's mainly for looks, but I'm sure it's engineered to make the aerodynamics even better. Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Brad Frowns from Chevrolet Marketing, and today I'm here with Josh Holder on the introduction of the all-new Corvette ZR1. Josh, we understand the team's been super excited about this, but before we dive into ZR1, can we just talk a little bit about the journey that we've been on and what Corvette has meant over the last couple of years leading up to this point? We planned the ZR1 from the beginning, so with the Stingray followed by the track-ready Z06.
So if you looked into the C8s, you know there's quite a bit of forums that actually spilled what the different models are. We have the base Stingray, which I happily own. It's an awesome car. The Z06 that came out last year, track weapon, absolute beast of a naturally aspirated car. The ZR1, which is what we're looking at right now, and supposedly the Zora, which, if I'm not mistaken, was named after one of the chief engineers or one of the ones dedicated to this project. And that's supposed to be even crazier with all-wheel drive and front electric motors to just make this a hypercar. But we're looking at the ZR1 today. Let's keep our focus there.
Followed by the all-weather capability of the E-Ray, the hardware that goes in each of those.
Oh yeah, and the E-Ray, which is the Stingray with the electric motors up front. I actually tried to get my hands on the E-Ray, and that was more confusing than trying to order the Z06. The Z06, locally in Las Vegas, dealerships were asking for a $50K markup. $50K. It's like a third of the vehicle price. That just can't be legal.
Cars was planned from the beginning, which is why the LT7 evolved from the LT6. It's still got that flat plane crank, high revving magic, but this time the equipped turbochargers really bring the...
So it looks like the interior is still the same. I don't see any major differences besides the boost gauge.
Power to these unbelievable levels. And you know, when you sit and you look at the car, it just looks fast, right? Like every Corvette. How important is it to also keep the design cues that have made this generation of Corvette so special? Well, keeping the foundation lets us keep the fantastic mid-engine proportions. The cues on the ZR1 expand upon its performance. So everything you see on the outside of the ZR1.
I'm curious if the new wing on the ZR1 puts down more downforce than the Z06 wing. I would imagine it does, but since it's a lot bigger, but we'll find out.
Has some functional purpose, and many of them have more than one functional purpose. The intercooler heat exchanger in the hood, not only does it cool the charge air, but it also helps create front downforce. Let's talk about the numbers. Can you give us a run?
There's the answer. It cools the air and creates more downforce.
Down on what ZR1.
So it is functional, people. It's not just a gimmick.
Bringing to the table here. Brad, the numbers are incredible. 1,064 horsepower. More than 800.
Over 1,000 horsepower with no electric motors, all to the rear wheels. That's unheard of. Give me 14 of them right now.
Foot-pounds of torque from 3,000 RPM to 6,500 RPM. More than 1,000 pounds of down.
So it doesn't rev as high as the Z06, considering now you have to factor in the turbos, but that's still a lot of fun.
Force at top speed and a quarter-mile time. Well under 10 seconds. It's gonna be the
under 10-second quarter mile. This car just keeps getting better and better.
fastest Corvette that we've ever done. Okay, all right, well that's an important one here. Let's just take a step back. Fastest Corvette ever. Are you confirming 212 plus today? Significantly faster than 212 miles an hour. It's absolutely incredible.
Over 212 miles per hour, which for the rest of the world, I'll have the conversion on the screen. That's ludicrously fast.
And when you start to think about the acceleration, how does that feel? It's really mind-blowing. The first time you...
For the acceleration, I'm curious to see if it actually puts down the power and then just skid out.
Get in the car, you get this experience that's like, oh my God, what did I just feel? But it doesn't go away. It never disappoints. You never get used to this kind of power. It's always special. It's always enjoyable. So the ZR1 represents the first ever factory turbocharged Corvette. When you think about turbochargers, some might say, hey, there's going to be some lag. You know, it takes a little bit of time to spool up. What are some of the things that you all did as a team to mitigate that? That's a great question, Brad. And these turbochargers are massive. 76 millimeter compressors. So in the design of the turbocharger,
I'm curious to find out why they went with the twin turbo and not the supercharger, because I know Hennessy did a performance package for I believe it was 700 plus horsepower Stingray with their built-on supercharger package. So I imagine, because the Ferraris, they got twin turbo V8, so I imagine it kind of follows in those footsteps with the flat plane crank engine.
phase the exhaust cams and the engine to keep turbo speed as high as possible. We change ignition timing, throttle position, and we have a special wastegate that's electronically controlled. So we can use those features to keep turbo speed.
It looks really good in that blue, especially with the low profile spoiler, duckbill, whatever you want to call it.
As high as possible. So when you're exercising the ZR1 on the twisted roads, your favorite place to drive, or even on the track, that massive power and torque is always available. It's incredible. Yeah. Well, Josh, thanks so much for the time today. Really appreciate it. I think everyone's going to be extremely excited about what the 2025 Corvette ZR1 has to offer. You guys really rocked it. Thanks for giving us a vehicle like this. Thank you. We can't wait to share it with the world.
There it is, people, the 2025 C8 Corvette ZR1. Not much to say, it speaks for itself. It is an absolutely beautiful car with the performance to match. I would love to get my hands on one. Chevy, if you're listening, I would love to test drive, let me know. But reality comes into play. Let's see, it'll probably take a while for anyone to actually get it, for it to come off the assembly line. And they're going to be in limited quantity, I assume even more limited than the Z06, so there's only going to be a select handful, and with that in mind, the dealer markup is going to be through the roof. So if you're able to get your hands on this for MSRP, you're winning. Even slightly above MSRP, you're still winning. This car is competing with supercars that are at the next level. I'm curious to see it go up against the Ford GT and other cars, how it stacks, but I think the ZR1 just might take it. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a step in the right direction for Chevy and Corvette? Would you have liked to seen something else? Are you even a fan of the C8s? Or do you want the engine back in the front? Or do you want to see all electric in the next project? Let me know. It's been awesome. Check out the rest of the videos. Try to post content every week. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys here soon. Peace.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the rest of the content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.